So first time DMing, very first session, I got 15 minutes to prepare. All the players are barbarians. What could possibly go wrong? Hi guys, my name is Laura, and today I'm going to be talking about the first time I DM'd ever. The first ever session, and it was kind of a mess. I'm here to talk about it. But before I do, don't forget to subscribe and check out some other videos on my channel. I talk about D&D shows. I do animatics for different D&D shows as well, so if you like that content, don't forget to subscribe. And let's get on with the story. It is a disaster. It is, you'll find out. So, I had been wanting to DM a game for a long time. I've been listening to Critical Role and I love it so much. My brother had been DMing for a while and I was like, I want to do that. I like being in charge. I like writing stories. I don't know what I'm doing. So I decided that I wanted to DM a game, and I was kind of writing like a short campaign, like 3 or 4 sessions long. I was like binging Matt Colville videos like there was no tomorrow. Literally, I watched like 50 of them in like 2 days to get like all the information I need to. But I was still feeling a little stressed that the first session I did was going to be like a long form campaign. So my sister was like, why don't we just like do a game? Why don't we just do a game where you DM so that you can get it out of the way and you don't have to be like worried about it? And I'm like, no, but I don't have anything prepared. She's like, well, just like write something right now. So that's literally what I did. And beside me, I am drawing the PCs from this game. So I literally sat down in like 15 minutes. I drew something up. I wrote something that they can possibly do. And my sister and 2 brothers were like, yeah, let's play this game. So I literally had 15 minutes to prepare for my first DMing session ever with all this like D&D knowledge in my head. I was like, oh, this is gonna be terrible. So basically I wrote down like a little plot. I wrote down like a thing they can do. I wrote down like a little encounter. And then I was like, okay, let's play. You're all BardBarians. You're level 2. And they're like, okay. So they were all Goliath BardBarians. So 1 level in Bard, 1 level in Barbarian. And their names were, if I remember correct, Drum, Strum, and Hammer were their names. And they were all BardBarians, Goliaths. And I think they were all like mercenaries too. So yeah, we got started with the session after they made their character sheets. So basically the session started in a tavern. The 3 PCs were there just kind of chilling. And for some reason, like a bar fight ensued. And like, I don't remember why. And then like, no, I remember. So Hammer was doing like a music off, like a play off with another person in the tavern. And they got into a fight. And then like Hammer like kind of danced his way through the crowd so he wouldn't be hit. And then while this was all happening, a mysterious figure in a red cloak walked into the tavern and like stopped everyone from fighting and healed everyone up because, you know, the PCs had to be healed for their next encounter. I don't know. I don't understand what I was thinking. I don't know. I don't know. And this NPC, like red robes, they're like, you need to come upstairs because we have a job for you and you'll like get money or whatever. And of course the barbarians were like, okay. So they went upstairs in this tavern and this like shady smuggler guy was like, hey, we need you to steal from a different merchant at their headquarters because they stole something from us. And then they describe that they stole what appeared to be like a deck of cards. And spoiler alert, I had just listened to the part where Grog was like messing with the deck of many things in Critical Role, and I was really inspired by that. So I thought, why not just put that into like a level 2 game? That's fine. So the merchants were like, we need you to steal it back because it was stolen from us. We'll give you like 600 gold if you do this. And the PCs were like, yes, let's do it. So they decided to accept the job. They were given instructions about what building they needed to enter and like what room. So it was across town. So the barbarians needed to like sneak along the street so no one would notice that they're going to steal from a building. So I remember this very specifically. They tried doing stealth checks and failed miserably. So they just decided that instead they were gonna play like old detective sounding music, like jazzy sounding music instead of stealthing. I can't do it, but it was really funny. I think one of them had a bass, one of them had a drum, one of them had like a flute, I think. So they did not stealth through the streets, and they actually scared 2 people who were like holding a basket of kittens as they walked along, and one of the kittens fell out of the basket as the people were running away. I know, what is this detail? But I added it for no reason. And Strum rolled a natural 20 on perceiving the kitten, and Hammer rolled a natural 1 on perceiving the kitten, and then Strum pointed it out to Hammer. Hammer, my sister, loves animals, and immediately Hammer befriended the kitten and adopted the kitten immediately. And saved it from, you know, being abandoned on the side of the road. So now they have a kitten with them while they're going to like steal the deck of many things from this building. So that's like a rogue element in this game. I did not at all plan for it to be. I did not plan on a kitten being in this game. It just came out of my mouth, and like that happens a lot while I'm DMing. I don't know what happens. I don't know why I say these things, but they had a kitten while they were about to sneak into this building. They found the building and they saw that there was a light on one of the windows. All the rest of them were dark, and they cast light on the kitten. I think like its mouth and eyes so that they could see, and like jimmy the door lock so that they could get inside the building behind, like in the backyard of it, like in the backyard of the building. And so they cast light on this little kitten, and then they snuck inside the building, not stealthily again. There weren't any traps. I think there was one trap in the building. I don't use traps all that often. I should use them more. I say I don't do dungeon crawls, but then I do on accident, so here we are. I think there was one trap. It was like a mold trap, I think. It was a moldy building. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And so they snuck through the building. It was like 3 stories. It was really, really dark, so they had trouble like perceiving anything, and eventually they made it to the top floor where the light was on in one of the rooms. And so here comes the door scene where each of them try to open the door, and nothing works because they all roll bad. So they get like, I think Strum got his axe stuck in the door, and Hammer tried to push it open, but he couldn't get it either. And it was definitely a critical role moment where it's like the door is the ultimate enemy. And then eventually they were able to force the door open, and they saw inside the room, dun dun dun, none of this was premeditated at all. They saw a old woman sitting in front of a table, and before her on the table was a crystal ball. And she was kind of shrouded in darkness. There's a little lamp in the room, nothing else as far as they could see. This is where the drama ensues, people. This like hardcore drama. So this witch, I guess she was a witch person. She basically, and the deck of many cards was on the table, but it was an illusion that the party found out that it was an illusion very quickly. And this woman who's like she's like a witch. She said, if you don't kill me, then I will bless you. I'll give you like a wish. I think that's what she said. She's like, I'll let you pull a card from the deck and you'll get a wish if you don't kill me. She's like, you know, don't kill me. I'll give you money. I'll give you wishes. You don't have to kill me. All this is a big mistake. And Strum and Drum were like, nah, you're gonna die. We want this money. You're creepy and evil. But Hammer was like, hold up. Guys, wait a second. This is like a good deal though. Like we should listen to her. We should like listen to her maybe. And Strum and Drum kind of look over to him like, are you serious? And then Strum decides to break the crystal ball to try to get the witch to fight them, I think. I don't remember. So many details. This was like 3 years ago. A lot has happened. And he rolled a natural 1 and accidentally cut off the kitten's tail instead, who had somehow gotten onto the table. There's so many things I did wrong while DMing this, but it was literally my first session. But again, anyway, Strum and Thrum decide to attack the witch, and as like there's the first round where they fight and stuff, and then the witch takes Hammer's arm and says, come with me, and casts Dimension Door 500 feet outside the building. And then we get to the end of the session where the witch lets Hammer choose a card from the deck, and Hammer, he pulls out the soul sucking one where it like seals your soul away in like an alternate dimension. And I was like, that's sad. I don't want that to be the end of the session. So I changed it to like he gets 2 wishes, and he wishes that he had a mohawk and that his kitten grew his tail back. And then that is the end of the session. Yay! Oh, it's so painful to recount this. Oh my god. I mean, I was just planning on like telling the story and then like getting out, but like I feel like I should like analyze the story and like think about what I could have done differently. Literally, I mean, the worst thing about it is like I had no plans, and like there wasn't really anything they could fight, you know? There wasn't really like a fight sequence. It was just like, oh, go to that person, oh, the person like disappears, you're gone. The end. Your first DMing session is gonna be terrible probably. I mean, as long as you and the players have fun and you can realize what things you need to improve, I feel like that's the main point. As long as you're having fun and you're okay with improving your skills, I feel like, you know, and you're a good DM in my opinion. But that session was very flawed, and I have have so many things that I would have done differently. But now, because I have a new campaign, I'm thinking of putting them in as NPCs somewhere in the world for the players who played them before. They're like, hey, those are my players. But the thing is, I can't have Drum, Strum, and Hammer in the same place because now Strum and Drum want to kill Hammer. So yeah, I don't really know how that would work. But yeah, that was my first DMing session ever. I've never really told the story before on camera. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I was thinking about doing like animated story time, but that would take so long. So instead I am doing it like this, and I have like some fan art of them. It's not fan art, it's just art of the PCs beside me. And yeah, I had a lot of fun recounting this. Hopefully you guys had fun listening. Hopefully you guys don't judge me too much because, you know, it was my very first session. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, maybe you want to check out some of my D&D show reviews or some of my animatics. I do a lot of animatics of like Critical Role, The Adventure Zone, some other shows. So if you're interested in that, check those out. And yeah, I think I'm going to be doing, I don't know what animatic I'm doing this week, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!